Oh yeah, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Muzzy McGee. We're back in the house, about to do this live stream session. Again, I'm very, very sorry for the lateness of the hour. Again, I've been starting later and later as of recent. It's because there's a lot of Christmas and Thanksgiving. Well, Christmas festivities because I live on the other side of the world, but a lot of Christmas festivities going on at this particular point that just started, and so the trams aren't running correctly. So I was unable to be here on it in a timely manner. Okay, that will not be a problem in the future. We're going to fix up an actual regular time, and when I'm not here or I'm not able to be here on time, you will know about it, and it will happen very rarely. This seems to be happening more and more recently, and it's because I need to fix the time. Okay, so number one, if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and like and comment, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to, I think it's J5 Topic 2 for coming on the stream yesterday and asked me a lot of questions. It was really cool. I was actually really pumped because other than my friends coming on here and sort of poking fun at me for what I'm trying to do here, I don't get many other subscribers, at least for this particular moment. So this was a big milestone for me. It was cool to have somebody on the stream yesterday. So number one, if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Subscribing to the channel allows me to make this channel as free as possible for as many people as possible. So thank you so much for doing that. And we will continue pushing forward by doing these streams every single day. Number two, if you haven't done so already, check out the Amazon affiliate links I have available in the videos. Again, I'm not a salesperson, but these are products I use on a regular basis. Okay, so the selling point for these products are products I've used for years, over a decade and a half probably. I've used these products since I was, in my teen years, 10, 15 years ago. So, check them out. Let me know what you think. And these products, again, when you purchase them, they help with the channel because they give the channel a commission. And the commission allows me to continue to reinvest in the channel. Now, all of the money that I'm getting from these sales and subscriptions will go into the reinvesting into the channel for the most part. Okay. We'll figure out the percentages once I start actually getting that type of revenue in. So we'll talk about that later because I just want to make this, the idea is just to make this as free for me and as free for you as possible. Okay, so number three, after we've done that, check out the cryptocurrency affiliate, the cryptocurrency referral links I have. Now, cryptocurrency has absolutely nothing to do with what we're doing here. I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. And I'm not telling you what you should do with your money. I just figure I really very much enjoy cryptocurrency, and maybe you might too. Okay, so in the event that you're curious about getting involved in the cryptocurrency space, these 4 sites I've been on for over half a decade. Okay. I tell everyone to at least get started on Binance or eToro. Binance, I don't want to say eToro. I want to say Bitpanda or Coinbase. Coinbase, if you're in the United States, is a much easier one to use because it's a lot cheaper than if you use it in Europe. I don't know if that has changed. I've sent cryptocurrency to Coinbase. I haven't purchased cryptocurrency on Coinbase in a while. But in the event you want to get involved, check them out. Sign up. All the signups are for free. Use my referral links to sign up. But in the event you spend money in cryptocurrency up to $50 or more, there are perks. And those perks that they extend to you, they will also extend to me and therefore this channel. Why this channel? Because when you're spending that money, like I've said before, I'm trying to get 15 to 20% of my total earnings, my annual earnings, at least this year, maybe next year as well, depending on what happens, but annual earnings to reinvest into my channel. So, it'll cover things like backgrounds and lights and different clothes, maybe a different hat, maybe different strings and things of that nature. It will go into paying for things that are involved with this channel. That breakdown will come as well, and we will talk about that on January 1st when I do my first stream of the year. Number 4. Add me as a friend on Facebook. Again, I will be adding things to my Facebook page over the next couple of weeks, couple of months, so that people can see what it is that we're trying to do and trying to build here. Okay. If you haven't joined the channel before, like I said before, this particular part of the live stream is for 3 or 4 things. Number 1, it is to get practicing every day. I figure the power of numbers. This is like an exercise program, like you see this exercise programs on public broadcast television every morning, or you see them online that people do workouts and Peloton workouts. You see that. Well, similar concept, but for guitar. Number 2. So that we can work on getting better at improv. This is about improv, about developing that part of the brain that allows us to move in between different chords and different scales to become better improv guitar players, which helps us with number 3, which is creating electronic music that's based around a principal instrument, the guitar, to create dope stuff. Okay? Dope music. I will be singing. I don't rap, but I'll be singing on it. I'll be creating songs. You will see that over the next couple of weeks. I make instrumentals every single day, and so hopefully this will add another element to that. And so being able to be in the mindset of being an improv guitar player allows you to think outside the box and create things without having to feel the defeat of writer's block. If you've ever felt that before, it is annoying. And playing improv guitar allows you to get out of that blocked mindset. So let's get started today, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do the same thing we did yesterday. We're going to do that for another week, okay? We're going to start at 95 beats per minute. We're going to start with the warm-ups. My hands are a little cold, and that's okay. But we're going to get started with these warm-ups right now, okay? This is the alternate picking from the 1st to the 16th fret at 95 beats per minute. Tell my hands are cold, but we're going to keep getting right back to it. Guys, I'm going to try to check on the live stream session every time. If you add a comment or something, I might not see it. So I'm going to try to add breaks in between so that when the channel happens, like yesterday, when I have somebody on the channel or have people on the channel and they're expressing what they want to say or they have questions, I will try to answer them every couple minutes, or I will try to do something either at the beginning or at the very end with maybe a break in the middle. So we'll see how that breaks down. So let's do the alternate spider picking from the 1st to the 16th fret at 95 beats per minute. Let me turn this up a little more. Still trying to get these hands a little bit warmer, so we'll keep warming them up in between little sets. Now we're going to do the alternate, the chromatic tapping from the 1st to the 16th fret at 95 beats per minute. Let's get right into the sweep picking exercises at 100 beats per minute. We're doing 100 beats per minute, got 100. And, oh, man, it's good to see you again, buddy. Yeah, we're doing the sweep picking exercises. Again, I don't have this. I haven't put up the YouTube shorts yet of how we're doing it. But this is the first one that we're going to do. And again, I'm not as good at this one as I am the other one. I see you've signed in, man. I gave you a shout out. I wasn't sure how how you pronounce your screen name? JS Topic? JS Topic 2? Is that how you pronounce it? Oh, well, let's get after it. J5. All right, J5, my man. Well, let's get right after it. We're working on sweep picking exercises because I think sweep picking is an excellent. I personally feel that sweep picking, at least in today's day and age, is an important dimension to add to guitar playing, and I am terrible at it. Okay, which is why we're doing it on the live stream. It's because I want you to get out of your head and stop saying to yourself, "Oh, this is hard. I don't want to look stupid." You're gonna look stupid, you know, just doing whatever it is that you're trying to do, because in the beginning, you're always going to be bad. And this is just something, an element that I'm not as great at. And so I'm going to work on it on the stream. So let's get right to it, man. It actually goes like this. So that's what it's going to do. We're going to play it all the way up to the 16th fret, or 16th fret, all the way up to the 12th fret with your index finger, and then go all the way back down. Okay. I promise you, I'm going to put up not a tutorial, but like a YouTube short on it as soon as possible. Okay. Any tips on how to hold the pick? I've been told a bunch of different ways. I hold the pick like this, and I've been trying to change my pick grip to this because that's the way that they say that sweep picking exercises should be done, or sweep picking should be done. Like I said, I'm just as new to this as you are, as far as sweep picking goes. And I'm not very good at it, and because my hands are so slippery all the time, it makes it a little bit more difficult. Okay, so let's get right to it. That was at 100 beats per minute, and again, you can hear it. It's sloppy for me because again, I have to warm my fingers because it is. I was outside; and it's pretty cold. So, 110 beats per minute. We're going to try to do this at 110 beats per minute right now. Again, the pattern that we're using, if you hear the click track is like a quarter note, and we're playing 16th notes. If you know what that is. Let's see. Yep, perfect. Just follow along with me, man. If you do not feel comfortable, and again, sweep picking, like all exercises, you have to start it slow. And once you get it done perfectly slow, at a slower tempo, then move up incrementally. You know, I'm doing this at 3 different tempos, and I am not very good at all of the tempos. I'm better at 110 than the other ones, but this particular sweep picking exercise is a killer for me. Okay, so I'm not even going to sit here and pretend like I'm good at it. Again. Like I said, this is a new element I've added to what I'm trying to do online because I want people to be unafraid of not being good at something when you first start out. You know, I'm still not very good at sweep picking. It's not my first day sweep picking, but it's still really, really hard. So at 110 beats per minute, let's do the same exercise. We'll run through it about 5 or 6 times, okay? See if I can grab this pick. Like I said, my hands are slippery. And I'm not very good at these exercises, but it doesn't give us an excuse. Just as we're not good at something, does not give us an excuse to not continue to attempt it to get better at it. Okay? Now we're going to try it at 120. As you can tell, the cold weather, but also just the fact that I'm very not good at it, really not that good at it, shows you. You just got to keep working, okay? Sorry, give me a second here, my man. Yeah, sometimes you got to do it legato. Sometimes you got to do it real slow. Take your time with it. I'm doing it at these tempos because these are tempos at which I've been practicing the last couple of weeks or so. But again, you can tell it's very hard. I've had to try to switch my picking hand, like how I'm gripping the pick. That's playing into effect, or that's coming into effect with this as well. So we'll see. See, if you want to do it like this. Every note you hit is really more of an 8th note as opposed to a 16th note. By all means, go for that. I'm going to try to do it again at 120 beats per minute in 16th notes. Again, this is tough for me, okay? That's how it should sound. Again, I slowed it down at the very end there because my hands are not warmed up at all. For some reason, I don't know why I'm not get them warm, but it sounds sloppy, just like real sloppy work. But again, I want people to come on the channel. I don't want them to be afraid to get things messed up. Like when I mess it up, I'm on the internet. So this is not, people are going to see me mess up, but I want people to get it in their mind that you're going to make mistakes, okay? So let's get right to the scale portion of today. And we're going to do the scales at 105 beats per minute. I wish I could show this to you, but again, this book, I have the Guitar Grimoire book. This is why I want students or people who are following me to purchase this book, because this is the one that I use and I teach out of. Well, I've done private lessons out of. It is something I understand personally as far as the graphs and shapes and the way that they teach. It's taught in this book, to me, is much easier than most books. Okay, so we're going to do the G sharp, A flat major scale in positions 1 through 8, 8 being the octave position, and then we're doing the A major scale from positions 1 through 8. Then we're going to follow that up with the G sharp, A flat minor pentatonic scale, which is done in 6 positions because pentatonic scales are 5-tone scales. Okay, 6 positions would be the octave position of that particular scale. And then we're going to follow that up with the A minor pentatonic scale at 85 beats per minute. We're doing the pentatonic scales at 85 beats per minute because I am less familiar with the shapes, okay, than the other ones, than the other shapes. Yeah. So let's get right to it, my man. Second position at 105 beats per minute, the G sharp A flat major scale. Third position of the G sharp A flat major scale at 105 beats per minute. Let me just toggle back to this so I can see what's going on in the chat. Fourth position of the G sharp A flat major scale at 105 beats per minute. Fifth position of the G sharp A flat major scale at 105 beats per minute. Now the sixth position of the G sharp A flat major scale at 105 beats per minute. Now the seventh position of the G sharp A flat major scale. And finally, the eighth position of the G sharp A flat major scale at 105 beats per minute. If you're looking at the patterns online and you're seeing that they may not be exactly the patterns that you think that they are, like I'm using the Guitar Grimoire book and they have them in the sweep patterns. The sweeping patterns look similar to this. I don't know if you can see this. This is what sweeping patterns look like, okay? And the reason why is because it's to help people who use sweep picking do 3 tones on every string before moving to the next string. It's easier when you learn the patterns that way, in my opinion. But you can learn them. They're the traditional patterns and the sweeping patterns. They're the same thing. They're just organized differently in the book, which is why I recommend people have it so that I can just show them what it is to do. Okay, so let's get right into the A major scale at 105 beats per minute in first position. And again, we're doing the sweeping shapes as opposed to the traditional patterns. Okay. Oh goodness. Now we're going to do the second position of the A major scale at 105 beats per minute. The third position of the A sharp, or the A major scale at 105 beats per minute. All right, now the fourth position of the A major scale at 105 beats per minute. Fifth position of the A major scale at 105 beats per minute. Sixth position of the A major scale at sixth position A major scale 105 beats per minute. Sorry. Seventh position of the A major scale at 105 beats per minute. And finally, the eighth position or the octave position of the A major scale at 105 beats per minute. See, when you know the patterns, you can recover more quickly. Like, you know, I made a mistake there at the end and I was able to recover because I know the shapes. And the only thing there is, like I've said this before, I'll say it a million times, there is no substitute, guys. Perfect practice makes perfect. It's not practice makes perfect. It's perfect practice makes perfect. And I had a band director who used to say that. You've got to go over and over and over and over and over these activities, over these scales and chords as much as you can. There's no secret to it. Some people might show you little shortcuts, like if you remember this, that, and the other. Maybe there are those things, but outside of that substitution, like outside of just practicing, just straight memorizing and just pounding it into your head, I don't care what anybody says. That's the only way to remember stuff, is to overlearn. And yeah. So your question was this, please. Yeah, if I'm playing something and you want to take it down to a lower tempo for you because that's easier for you to do, then fine. That's great. Learn it at a slower tempo and then move your way up little by little by little. If you want to spend 2-3 weeks using one tempo and then move up progressively, I tell people to move up progressively. Go up 10 BPMs. 5 is a little bit too much of the same, but try to go up 10 BPMs every time that you try to do it. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't have the problem with speeding it up. My problem is slowing it down. Every time I play things that are more quickly, like you saw with the sweep picking patterns, I somehow manage to fudge it up. It happens. Yeah. So let's get right into the pentatonic scales. And again, like I've told people before, this book is a great book. That's why I recommended it. That's why it's in the Amazon affiliate links. It's because it's a book I personally use. And I don't know, based on copyright stuff, what I can and can't do with the book, which is why I haven't posted it or I haven't put up pictures of it, because I'm unsure. Like I said, this is my first couple of months streaming, so I don't know what I can and cannot do, and I'm not trying to get in trouble. Obviously, I'm trying to get notoriety to this book and to all the other stuff that I'm selling, but also give the flowers to influencers who will give us the lick of the week or different patterns to use. Because I'm trying to do everything I can to avoid any form of copyright infringement, but also I really enjoy teaching from this book, and I really enjoy the artists or the content creators who are creating the music or the backing tracks or the licks that we are using in these videos or these live streams. So and I want them to continue doing it. So in order to do that, showing them love by subscribing to their channels or to their Instagram pages or what have you is helpful. Okay. And that's the freest way that we can do it ourselves personally, but it's also, it gives them the notoriety that they need to either get, sponsorship deals or things of that nature. It helps them too. So with that being said, we're going to take the tempo down to 85 beats per minute. Like I've said before, the pentatonic scales, I like them a lot, but the shapes I'm way, way unfamiliar with compared to the major scales. And I even mess up the major scales. So again, we are going to be unapologetically unafraid of learning how to play the guitar. By making mistakes, we can learn from them. And even if we continue to make those mistakes, we can continue to work on them. Okay? So we're going to start with the G sharp, A flat minor pentatonic scale at 85 beats per minute. Again, these pentatonic scales are 5-tone scales. Okay? We'll get into music theory, hopefully when we get more students and more people who want to learn guitar. But the music theory behind it is that I'll get into that when we do that later, but basically there are 12 tones in a chromatic scale, and in a major scale, 7 of those tones are given major importance, and in a pentatonic scale, only 5 out of those 12 notes are given the major importance. And out of those, when I say 6, we're playing in 6 positions, it's because the 6th position is the octave position, or when I say it's the 8th position of a 7-tone scale, it's because the 8th position is an octave position. Okay? Meaning it's identical to the first position but played after the 12th fret. I should be clear about that. Okay? So let's get right into the G sharp A flat minor pentatonic scale at 85 beats per minute. Mess up a lot, guys. Again, we're here to learn. That's what we're here to do. So do not be afraid to learn. Do not be afraid to mess up. Do not be afraid to learn. Let's do this together. We're in the 2nd position of the G sharp A flat minor pentatonic scale at 85 beats per minute. position of the G-sharp A-flat minor pentatonic scale at 85 beats per minute. Fourth position of the G-sharp A-flat minor pentatonic scale at 85 beats per minute. Fifth position of the G-sharp A-flat minor pentatonic scale at 85 beats per minute. You're going to have to give me a second if you've been typing in the chat. I'm really sorry. We're going to finish this one and I'll check the chat. Okay? Again, don't be afraid to mess up, guys. Keep working. Now we're on the fifth position, or the sixth position, or the octave position of the G-sharp A-flat minor pentatonic scale played at 85 beats per minute. All right, now we're going to go to the A major pentatonic scale at in first position at 85 beats per minute. Let me just check the chat real quick. Okay, let's get right to it, guys. We're going into the A-flat, the A minor pentatonic scale at 85 beats per minute. And when we finish this, we're going to play the fun game called Find the F. And basically, it's just finding the F all over the fretboard, okay? Let's go. First position, 85 beats per minute, A minor pentatonic scale. Second position, A minor pentatonic scale at 85 beats per minute. Third position of the A minor pentatonic scale at 85 beats per minute. There we go. I wanted to get one last one that was clean. I hate to end on a note where I'm messing up. So that was third position. Let's go to the fourth position. I'm sorry, I just had to make sure where we were in the fretboard. Fourth position of the G sharp, the A minor pentatonic scale at 85 beats per minute. Let me get back to it. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so here we go. You can also tell I'm not used to having people watch like the entire stream because like I'm messing up way more than I usually do, and I do mess up, but it is what it is. So thank you so much for continuing to watch and bearing with me through this period that is very, very bizarre for me. All right, let's get to the fourth position of the, is it fourth or fifth? Fifth position of the A minor pentatonic scale at 85 beats per minute. Finally, the sixth position or the octave position of the A minor pentatonic scale at 85 beats per minute, which means it is identical to the first position, excuse me, but played above the first fret. 12th fret, excuse me. Excuse me, guys. A little bit of that coffee. All right, now the game Find the F. We're going to turn off the metronome for this because it doesn't matter. The F is just, I think it was John Petrucci or Joe Satriani, one of the two. Very, very well-known guitar players. If you do not know who they are, look up John Petrucci or Joe Satriani. They are some of the most well-known, prolific guitar players of not my generation, but before my generation. And they're incredible. They're all products of like Eastman or Berklee School of Music. You know, these guys are hardcore musicians. And so they said, Joe, I think it was Joe Satriani or John Petrucci said, if you don't know where the notes are on your guitar or on any instrument, you may as well as not play because you need to know that it is a fundamental thing to understand. So we're going to play Find the F. We're going to do the F on every single string. And then this coming week, we're going to do the F and the G. And we're going to do the notes, the regular notes, not the sharps and the flats for the time being. Okay. And we're just going to be trying to do that. So we all know where all the major notes are. And then the sharps and flats, we will worry about that in probably February or March of next year. Okay. So we're going to run through this for about 5 minutes. So just I encourage you to just do this at a really slow pace. Just try to figure out where this F is. Okay. Because you know both of these strings are E strings, you know that on this string, your F is going to be in the exact same place. Then you're going to go to your F here. And on your second string, it's here. Or on your A string. And then on your D string, it's here. It's on the 3rd fret. And then again on the 15th fret. So your A string, it's right here. No, so I'm sorry. Then on your D string, again, 3rd fret. Then in your first string, or the E string, it's on your your 1st and 13th fret. And obviously on the E string on the bottom, it's exactly the same, identical. And then on your, so see, this is your D string, 3rd fret. And then, I want to say this is the 10th fret. Yeah, 10th. And then the 20th plus 12. 22. So 10 and 22 on the G string. Frets 10 and 22. And then I want to say 7th, 6th. Yeah, 6th. And then plus 12 is 18. On the B string. Then the E string here, back to 1st position. Or back to the 1st and 13th frets. Then the 6th and the 18th on the B string. Then on the G string, where were we? We were at the 10th and 22nd? Yes, we were. Then on the A string, we were on the 3rd fret and the 15th. Then on the A string, the D string and the A string, I'm sorry, I mixed those two up. The A string, we are 10, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 and then 20th. Then the E string, the bottom E string. Then we're going back to the A string. Then the 3rd string of the D, 3rd and 15th. Then I think we were on 10 here, 10 and 22, yeah. And then we were on the 7th, 6th, I'm sorry, 6th and 18th on the B string. Then back to the F, which is on the 1st and the 13th on both E strings. So when your E string is, whatever note we're doing, if you do it on one E string, it's going to be identical to the other E string for the obvious reason of them being both the same string. Okay. All right, so let's move on to the chords section. And again, I do have a book I'm recommending, but I do not have it up there right now. This Melbay book, as you can tell, I've ripped off the front page. I didn't do it on purpose. It is just an old book that was published in the 1970s, okay? So let's get right to it, guys. I'm going to get right to the A flat. We're doing the A flat or G sharp major chords, followed by the A major chords. And I'm going to have to keep looking at this book because I'm not 100% sure how to do all these chords in my memory or from memory. Okay. I'm going to run through each of these about 3 times. Again, one last time. Now the inside chords. One more time. Again, this one is the A minor chord, or A major chord. I'm sorry. Again, this book, I don't have enough of. You can find these chords online, but the book that I have right now is a book that was written in the 1970s, which is why the front page is ripped off. Because obviously, if you can find a chord book that costs $3 and what is it, $3.95 today, good luck with that. But having a chord dictionary and having scales books, I think, is important. Again, I started off in orchestra, so I recommend them to everybody. So we're doing the melody chords, the inside chord, the rhythm chords, and the bottom 4 string chords for the A flat major chords. Why is it important to understand these chords and memorize them? It's because you need to know how to play them in all and every position on the guitar. And it comes in handy when you are trying to improv. Because you'll have the chord, and then right off that chord, you can bounce right into the scales, whether it's pentatonic, Ionian, Aeolian, Mixolydian. And this, again, music theory-wise, I want to explain all this stuff to you guys, but it's hard to do when I can't sort of calibrate what level everyone is at. Considering I understand more about music theory than I do about guitar, which is ironic because I've been playing one longer than the other. It is difficult at times. So let's do the rhythm chords of the A flat or the G sharp major chords, okay? And this one is a weird one. I just don't do it often. And then this one's a weird one too. It's not that it's hard, it's just a weird chord. These bottom two are the two I'm most familiar with. One last time, let's go. And then this one. Now we're doing the bottom 4 string chords, and then we're going right to the A major chords. What I was going to do is what I was going to try to incorporate later on once we get to the other ones. Because now we're finished with the A major chords, and we're going to the A flat major chords. And so now we're moving into the A major chords. Again, A sharp and G flat sonically are identical, which is what I want to kind of try to impress upon people, because some people don't understand that like an F flat is the same thing as an E sharp, which isn't the thing, but like a C sharp is the same thing as a D flat. Okay, if you understand a little bit about music theory, you understand why it is the way that it is. Just different notations depending on which sort of clef you're working with and how the author or the writer or the person who did the score is translating their music. Okay, sharps and flats are identical depending on which you play, and identical not in how they're notated, but identical in sonically how they sound. Okay, so let's get right to the A major chords in melody chords, the inside chords, the rhythm chords, and the bottom 4 string chords, at which point we're going to get right into the lick of the week, which I posted. Okay. Yeah, see, again, I know bass clef, treble clef, and those are the 2 clefs that I know the most because I started off playing trumpet, which is treble clef, and I've played piano before, but I've never really read music for it. So again, some of this stuff I have to calibrate sort of what level everyone is at, and so try to do something general can be a little bit harder when it comes into music theory. I'm sorry, I'm just now reading your responses. So, and I have to figure out a way. I said this at the beginning or at the top of the video. I have to figure out a way to sort of when I'm going to answer questions or when I'm going to do things like that, because this is like you're like the first person here that's talking to me, and I got to be honest, this is like the coolest thing that's ever happened to me so far, at least on live streams. And so I have to figure out how I'm going to format the live stream. So welcome to me figuring out what the hell I'm going to do. So I have to format the live stream in a way that I can still do the work and we can progress through little by little through the workout, and then finally at the end to do the improvisation. So you'll have to excuse me if I'm taking a little bit longer, if I sort of stumble over stuff, because, you know, I'm still developing it. So thank you for being here in the beginning, man. I cannot thank you enough. So let's get right to these last melody, inside, rhythm chords, and bottom 4 string chords. And again, I'm going to be looking more down than up because that's where I have my book. And yeah, let's get right into it. Let's hit it again. And one last time. Let's go through all these chords one more again. And I had this cool idea for later on that we're going to work on in case you see it. I want to change up the strumming patterns because I'm just doing like a... But I would like to make it so when we're learning chords, we're also learning different strumming patterns too. Whether it's like a reggae strumming pattern or like a funk or a psychedelic strumming pattern, so that way we're getting better coordination with our hands, but also we're learning the chords at the same time. Again, that's just an idea, just a concept that I'm thinking of in my head that I have not implemented at all in any of its form. And it might be a good idea, it might be bad. We'll see how it works. So let's do the inside chords of the A major, or let's do the inside A major chords, followed by the rhythm chords and the bottom 4 string chords. one more time. Now we're going to do the rhythm chords, or the bar chords. Again, this one is weird. And this one too. It's not that they're hard so much as it's just I just don't do them often enough to have my brain connect with my fingers, and it's a weird thing. There's a weird thing going on in my head with those chords. Let's do it one more time for good measure. Nope. There we go. And now the bottom 4 string chords. All right, right now we're going to do, like I've said, I played it before and I did not put it into the chat, and I'm going to do that right now so that you have it. Again, Mellow Days Music, check it out. He's awesome. We want to show love to the artists that help us, with the creators that help us get better. This is the lick I've chosen for the week. And again, a lick is sometimes sometimes it can be an exercise or an etude, as they call it. And sometimes, more often than not, it's an excerpt from songs. That is a technical portion of the song that helps you get better because it is technical and it just helps your brain reimagine those situations. It's like learning the pick and roll, but learning the pick and roll in different parts of the court. You know what I'm saying? Like some people may not understand that you can play, you can pick and roll depending on what side of the ball you're playing on, offense or defense, to understand how to switch this, that, and the other. The concepts are similar when it comes to music, is to understand where on the, like you play the same thing, but at different parts of the fret, like the difference between like a full court press and a press. Like the idea and the concept are the same, but it's just different positions. Okay. So let's get right into, I'm going to put this away. Again, this guitar chord book, I think everyone, again, personal opinion, having these scale books, having these improv books, having a set of these books in your house, like I've said before, in my opinion, if you're going to play an instrument, you should have them, period. There's some things that you just should have a paper version of, okay? And I think these are one of them. Some people believe you should have paperback books all the time. Sure, whatever. But having these paperback books, having these at your disposal at any given point, it takes out the excuses saying, oh, my internet's down. And I just enjoy having them. I still have my old trumpet books too, my old violin books, my old piano books. I have them all. So, you know, again, personal opinion, different strokes for different folks, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get right into the lick of the week. So I posted it into the chat, and I'm going to play through it real quick so that you can hear what it sounds like. cannot tell, this individual is playing on a nylon string guitar. I do have a nylon string guitar with me. It is not tuned correctly, and because I don't have my microphone set up here, I'm going to refrain from using it because I do not have the sound is already muddled on the stream because I don't have my microphone set up. But once I get that figured out, then we might incorporate that back in. But for the time being, we're going to do this on the electric guitar. So these are the chords. We're just going to run through the chords because to learn how to swag it out, you really got to get that dexterity. Like learning the chords of this particular style of song is important first before you can get the whole. That's literally, those are the chords. So again, it sounds like this. So just get used to, figuring out the chords, which are all expressed in the videos. I didn't get them off the top of my head. That's what it sounds like. So anyway, just get in the habit of learning these chords, and we're going to swag it out this week, meaning we're going to try to get more to the rhythm of just playing it like the And that's a transition when you go back and forth from one to the other. I'm going to put on the metronome right now. We're going to get right into the ABC Polyphia riff. Again, I'm going to run through that for about 5 minutes. I did not realize that we were running at about an hour and 10 minutes now. I'm trying to keep these at about around an hour and a half. But that's going to be when I implement the extra 20 minutes of improv. Okay. So running a little bit behind. Again, that's my fault because of my disorganization in my brain at this time of the night, which is the hardest part is when, well, because it's evening where I am. The hardest part is just focusing after you've had a long day of work and then just getting right to it. But again, it's good for us to use our brains even when our brains are fatigued. Okay. You're going to hear me be quiet a lot during this part because I really got to focus on these riffs. So if I'm not looking or talking in the chat, that's what it's about. I'm sorry. I apologize for not being able to be 100% focused on the chat when I'm working on these riffs. You should focus too. Yeah. Again, this is ABC from Polyphia. Sophia Black featuring Polyphia. But if you know anything about, if you've seen any of the videos with Timmy Henson, you know who wrote that song. Polyphia did. Okay? it's dope, man. I'm sorry, I just read this now. I'm like running through these riffs, and I'm just like trying to get when my head's in a riff or I'm working on something. Sometimes I have a hard time focusing on the chat and doing that at the same time. So, which is why I have to separate this into sections like beginning questions, middle questions, end questions, or after each exercise, do sort of a thing where sorry. Thanks, man. Now we're going to get right into, I sent it before. We're doing the same backing track. Do you have the backing track that we used yesterday, or do you want me to copy and paste it in the screen or in the chat section? Your call. I will just copy it. Yeah, copy and paste. Sure. I'll do that. I should have these. Like I said, I do have the A major ones, I think, in my, what is that called? In the playlist section of my videos, or in my playlist section of my YouTube account. So check those out. Let's see. There is the backing track. Again, this is an A major, and which is why when we're working on the scales, at least for this part, the reason why I have these and doing these because we were working on the A major scale today in the A minor pentatonic scales. A minor pentatonic scales, A major pentatonic scales, and the A major scales are extremely important when you're trying to learn how to play and improv using a backing track in A major. I appreciate you too, man. This is so cool. You have no idea how big of a deal this is to me. Like I had to call my family yesterday. I was like, yeah, somebody was watching the chat. This is so cool. It's so stupid, but it's like, this is so cool, man. This is the coolest thing ever. Either that or I'm like the easiest person on planet Earth to amuse. But I was really stoked that you came in and joined me. Didn't end on a perfect note on that last one because you really got to hit that last note correctly. Let me turn the volume down on this because it is going to play through these commercials. Otherwise, it's going to continue playing the songs. I appreciate you, man, so much. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel today. This is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. It's just like, as ridiculous as it sounds, like having somebody in my chat, it means so much to me, man. Like, this is awesome. So I appreciate you joining, liking, and subscribing to the channel. Like I said before, it's not even about the money. It's about just doing this and just like making something that works and may actually benefit people is such a rewarding experience for me. It's unbelievable. The sustainability factor, meaning like how do we make this more financially sustainable so that I can get what I need to get to make this net zero as far as cost for everybody. That's the goal, okay? But it's such a good feeling. It's so rewarding knowing that maybe I'm doing something that may actually help other people. This is so great. So thank you so much for your help. I'm not going to go over the whole spiel now that I know that I have at least one follower. So I just say thank you for liking and subscribing to the channel. If you want to, man, like I said before, check out the Amazon affiliate links I have in the channel. The cryptocurrency links are for people who are interested in getting involved in cryptocurrency. I do it. I use it every day, which is why I talk about it. And I'm just saying because of the way things are going, I'm trying to use, I don't know if you heard the beginning, but I'm trying to use what I've earned in cryptocurrency, or at least 15 to 20% of what I've earned by January 1st of next year. I'm going to reinvest in the channel. Again, right now I'm at about 45, 50 bucks, which doesn't seem like a lot, but if you can stretch a dollar a long way from my experience. So I tell people to join these channels because it not only gives them the benefit of using cryptocurrency platforms that I personally use and have used for over half a decade, and that there's sites that I trust personally, but it's also because I really enjoy it, man. Trading cryptocurrency is super fun. You know what I mean? So, you can check out those referral links if you want to. If you don't want to, signups are free, whatever. I'm not going to go over the whole spiel, but if you want to follow me on Facebook, I should just go ahead and tell you my Facebook account is bare bones. I started it a few months ago, and I've added maybe 1 or 2 pictures to it. This month and next month, I will be adding hella pictures because I want to, start the new year off with a bang and make sure that works. And my TikTok account works, and adding shorts. And I've got a bunch of stuff I've got to do over the next couple of months. So, but if you want to add me on Facebook and follow me on Facebook, I really want to use it because I know that building your Facebook page helps you grow your YouTube platform and your other channels as well, and then vice versa. Growing your YouTube channel also helps you grow these other platforms as well. And that's what we're trying to do, my man. Thank you so much for your time. You've made my day. You've made my week. I cannot thank you enough. This is such a rewarding experience, bro. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow. I will hopefully be here on time. Like I've said before, the time that I'm shooting for where I live. Are you East Coast or West Coast? Just out of curiosity. Central, neither. Unbelievable. Leave it to me to pick the only 2 that aren't actually affiliated with you. So it's about 12. Okay, so Central time, which means tonight I started at around 7 p.m. my time, which makes sense because it was around 12 your time. Central time. Wait, it's Eastern, Central, Mountain, and then West Coast time. Is that what it is? Because you're only an hour behind East Coast time, I would imagine. Yeah. So I want to try to start doing these at around 5:36 p.m. my time, which makes it around 11:30 a.m., 12 p.m. Eastern, which would mean to be about 10:30, 11 p.m. your time. That's around the time I want to start because that's the time I get done with work. At the very latest, it might be around the same time you started today. I'm trying to hit it so that I can make sure that everyone's here at the same time every day. And the consistency starts with me. So I've got to do a better job of doing that. But as I haven't had many people on the channel, my first and number one goal in the beginning, the first 250 days I started this, is to be consistent with being here every single day. because if you've ever done this stuff or if you've ever tried to do a video or whatever, when you're in a room talking by yourself, bro, it is so weird. It's so weird. So looking at the chat and talking to people makes me feel like I'm less of a crazy person in my apartment just yelling at a computer screen. So it is what it is. My goodness. Thank you so much, man. Again, like I said, you've made my week, you made my day, you made my week, you made my month. I appreciate you. Let's see, it's Saturday, so if I'm going to keep doing these throughout the week. But if you're not here tomorrow, the day after, or whatever it is, I would like to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, happy Turkey Day, whatever you celebrate. Happy whatever that day is on Thursday. And I hope you get some awesome doorbusters for Black Friday or even the following Monday. I hope you get awesome stuff on Cyber Monday for whatever it is you're purchasing for friends and family. Okay? I will see you tomorrow in the next one. And with your help, we're going to continue to build this channel brick by brick. Thank you, my man. Thank you so much for being here. And we'll see you tomorrow and in the next one. See you, buddy. This is so awesome.